So we're going to talk about a strategy, whether it's your own business or your company, around how do you go back and begin to engage in this dialogue in a business manner. Why don't men get it? Quite frankly, it is a failure to internalize the business case for women. They just don't get it. They don't see the business traction. And that falls in three areas. One is talent, one is revenue, and one is engagement. And I'm going to talk about all three of those. The first one, and I call this the perfect storm, because in 2012, the world looks incredibly different. And I call it the 80-80-80 business case. Today, 85% of new entries into the workforce are women and minorities. 85% of new entries into the workforce are women and minorities. That says the talent pipeline today looks significantly different than it did just 15 years ago. As a businessman, even if I wanted to put a racist, sexist hat on and say I'm only going to promote white men, there's not an endless supply of talent coming out of the universities. In fact, women are getting 60% of the master's degrees and 58% of the bachelor's degrees. If you're a knowledge-based talent company, you will not be successful without women. This is compounded by another factor around Gen Y, and that is the best and the brightest today do not want to work for your company. When you talk to Harvard, when you talk to Emory, when you talk to Stanford, the #1 major among MBA students today is entrepreneurship. So what that says is, I saw my parents get laid off by your organization. The last thing I want to do is go to work for a big company. So who owns talent in your organization, and how are you talking about it? Because this is a very real world issue. The second thing is, women rule the economy. Over 80% of every consumable product sold in this country is bought by women. $7 trillion. Financial services, almost 90% of decisions are made by women. Home improvement, Home Depot, Lowe's, right? Do-it-yourself projects. Men are not sitting around saying, gee, I really want to go fix that bathroom this weekend, right? Who's influencing him to go out and start that work? It's women, right? We've got better things to do on the weekend. There is not a B2C product that you can look at that the women are not the primary purchasers of, including personal computers and elements bought at retail. And then the last one is this notion of engagement. I don't know how many of your companies do engagement surveys. Engagement is basically a survey that you fill out to see how well you like working in your company. And most high-performing companies strive for an 80% engagement level. Said another way, your best employees are only giving you 6.4 good hours of work out of an 8-hour day, right? Most companies are actually in the 40 to 50% range. That means I'm paying you for 8 hours and you're giving me at best 4.